So let's define what attitude, determination, control, and sensing are. This subsystem goes by many different names depending on the desired capabilities of the spacecraft. The most comprehensive definition includes attitude, determination, control, navigation, and sensing. So what are all of these different terms? Attitude is the orientation of a spacecraft. Typically, we care about attitude when it comes to pointing at a subject, whether that's into the universe or back at Earth. Sensing is the measurement of different environmental cues or references out in space. Determination is then taking those sensor measurements and coming up with a position and attitude estimate. An estimate is your best, I wouldn't say guess, but it is a best estimate of where you think you are and how you're pointing. Control is then the compensation or the active control of how you're pointing or how you're positioned in space. And so the control system comes up with actuator commands onto your system, where your actuator are just mechanisms, things that impart motion onto your system. And so this loop continues. The attitude, determination, control, and sensing subsystem is constantly going in a loop. It's an iterative subsystem because spacecraft are moving and you need to iteratively update your estimate and your control. So navigation, that's something that we need to touch on. You will maybe hear about ADCS in other terms like GNC, Guidance, Navigation, and Control, which is commonly used at JPL. The guidance and the navigation is more concerned with orbital trajectories, more concerned with position, whereas the ADCS is more concerned with the pointing. If you see the ADC-NS, then you know that the system concerns itself with both pointing and positioning. So here is a flow of how the different subsystems work together. I think the high level is here, but if you look at this in more fine detail, a very comprehensive ADC-NS system will have sensors and GNC sensors. ADCS gives you more attitude. GNC sensors are like GPS, position. So these measurements are managed into the ADCS, probably some algorithms that are going on behind there. And then there's some actuator management, which come up with how should I control my spacecraft? And those commands are sent to the ADCS actuators and the GNC actuators. Analogously, a parallel thought process for the navigation system is a navigation filter, which comes up with an estimate of position, guidance on where next to go to track some reference trajectory, and then how then to control your spacecraft to do so. So that's a rough definition.